target to go for, Chuck. Good, very good idea. Let's hope the go-to will make it there properly. So, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Give me a moment. We're going to stop the. We're going to change the exposure. We're going to go back down to 2.5 seconds so I could find the targets. Okay, start the loop and increase down a little bit. Also remove the dark field correction for the moment. So we still get to see the galaxy and lower the histogram a bit. And I'll be able to see any faint object here. With me here for a moment, folks. We're just going to go outside and try to aim for Jim. What are you doing? Jim, what the hell are you doing? What 16 megapixel?
Jim Thompson just blew it. Oh God!
What the hell are you talking about, Jim? I gotta go look for another target. I'll be back.
Jim goes, "Is this the new 16 megapixel camera?" He goes, "Is this the new 16 megapixel camera?" It's like,
what the hell?
Because Jim was just in his shop. Rock was showing it to him. I mean, you look at he's got the resolution 4640 by 3506. You do the math at 16.6 megapixels. It's
Yeah, Rock shouldn't be showing it yet.
I know. Yeah, it's M3S. Hmm.
16 megapixel. What the hell is he talking about? Okay, so we got M17 in there. And
Rock,
gonna pump that up
you can't keep a secret, can you?
Let's try 20 seconds again, I guess. Because we all see everything, even faint galaxies at 2 seconds. So we know this can do it no problem. So let's pump that up. Oh, wait a minute. Let's stop this for a sec, and I'm going to activate the dark field correction. Okay, Dr. Dave, I guess you're heading out. All right. Thank you very much for being here. Certainly appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoy a bit of the broadcast, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you again there, Dr. Dave. Have a good night. Yeah, I will. Go ahead and laugh. I'm not saying anything. The contest is over there, Will. How's that? Okay, hang on. I just need to reorganize this here a little bit. Just a moment here. I can't believe Jim. Oh, Jim.
What?
It's too sweet for me.
No, it's perfect.
Oh, Jim, never mind. Just no, you're cool. Just never mind. Oh man, what are we gonna do, huh? Okay, let's see. Oh boy, excuse me, folks. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me do some adjustments. There you go. Oh, Jim. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I did made a bet. Oh, you betcha he is. But doesn't mean anything. Is he right or is he not right? I don't know. Okay, hang on a sec, folks. Let me do a little bit of adjustments here and uh, let me touch up the color. Green is very strong on this chip. So we're going to lower the green a bit. Whoop, whoop. Oh, crap. What have I done? Hang on.
You guys think this is good?
It's gonna be
Yeah,
48
it's got pretty
degrees.
cold here tonight. Actually, I'm freezing in here in the warm room. It keeps it up. I'm going to turn on the heater soon.
It's turning to winter already.
Up there it is,
Ah,
yeah.
there you go. Hey, not too baggy. At least I get to fit M17 on in the field of view here. Something I could never do with the 16-inch because it has too much magnification at f10. Is Jim still here?
You chase him off.
Oh, a lot of guesses here, and they haven't signed on. Yeah, he is. Oh boy, excuse me again. No, I didn't. I wouldn't chase nobody off there, Jack. I'm not like that. Yeah, pretty well. Well, actually, Jim came by for a visit at the shop this afternoon because a lot of people had the day off. A lot of people stopped by at the shop and say hi, which is cool. And Jim was one of them. And I showed him a bunch of prototypes, a bunch of things I was working on and what we're working on and stuff. And he really liked what he saw. And we had good discussion about technologies and things like that. And because Jim's an engineer and an aerospace engineer, he knows his stuff pretty good. And of course, we'll always get into good conversations with everybody that's there. Excuse me. So basically, he saw a bunch of other product that we're working on, and some of them were more or less nice, and other ones were very nice, and that's about it. So maybe it's confusing here. The actual the unit that he
Yeah.
saw. So I think Jim's just confused a little bit, and it's understandable because he's seen so many of them at the shop, and he didn't know what was what. So he just assumed or took a guess. Maybe that was one of them here that I'm using, but the fact is remain that maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Teresa goes,
But
nice
yes,
story.
I will admit this is very small pixels, and it does have a
You're
lot
digging yourself in deeper, Rock.
pixels, and it's extremely sensitive. In fact, it's comparable as high performance CCDs, and it's a CMOS. That's all what I'm going to say because this product is due to be released before Christmas. This fall, in fact, this fall before Christmas. So Yeah, Grum, yeah. We're still only at 40 though, so we need to be 60. So yeah, Will was pretty close earlier on with his estimate, and I'll leave it at that for now. How's that, Will and Grum, and Graham, of course.
Put all your heads. Put a zip on it.
Well, that's the best part. Okay, how about if we switch over what the price is going to be? No, that'll be too easy. We need to guess more. We're going to have to make another interesting evening of this. Right now, I'm just doing the test with this thing, and I'm telling you, I'm blown away using it on a scope. How well it's working. In the lab is one thing, and the shop is one thing, always. But boy, when you take it out under the stars, it's a whole different story, folks. And this is quite impressive. But you know what? I was honest about offering my offer earlier until Jim kind of stuck the hockey stick right in the bicycle wheel while we're pedaling away, and we wiped out. So, but that's okay. Jim's not a bad guy. It doesn't mean that he's right in his assumption here. I really just can't wait to see Jim again at the shop. There's no telling he's going to leave the shop, but we'll leave it at that. Yeah, it's a bit dark right now, Jack. I'm working on that. I'm just playing with the gamma a little bit. The gamma setting. Too bright, I think. Hang on. We're still at 20 seconds, single exposure. I can always try to stack it, but stacking it is not required for good sensitive sensors. So um, hang on a sec. We try to stack just two of them, maybe. I think two's too much because the sensor is so sensitive. You don't need stacking. But let's try it just for the heck of it and see what it does. We'll do the additive stacking. The histogram is here. So we got 0 and then 75, which is fine. Oh, excuse me. The guys are killing me tonight. Jim's killing me, and Will, and everybody else. Okay, this is a stack, two stack of 20 seconds. Still not bad at all, folks. Grum, I'm sure it is. Way down south. Yeah, this is a stack. What we could do is shorten the exposure and have a stack of multiple. But you know what? Um, this is only two stacks. They're going to shut off the stack and go back to single exposure. Yes, it's nice and everything else, but I don't know. We would need to take a dark frame, I guess, the dark field correction again, and readjust everything. This is what I'm going to do actually. Hang on a sec. We are going to shorten the exposure to about 5 seconds. Okay. And we're going to do a bunch of stacks live. And we're going to increase that to maybe 5. Uh, let's try this. Okay. First of all, the gamma is adjusted for longer exposure, and so is the histogram. So let's do a couple of 5 stacks of 5 seconds. Excuse me, and see what it's going to give us. There we go. Something's coming. No, no filter, Graham. I never use filters. I never use filters. I don't use EQ mounts too often. I really like Altaz. I plug the camera in it and go and hope for the best. And it's pretty well how I do my tests. Under the worst conditions possible. Yeah, sometimes it's not perfect. It's not perfect stars. It's not perfect tracking, and I don't care for that. I really don't. I'm after getting the gain. I'm after getting the sensitivity. This is what I'm after. So if I put a filter in the way, it's going to interfere in all of those tests. Honestly, you don't need filters. You most of the time. I know some people use filters to get really good results, but in live video, it's not a big must to have. With all the adjustment that you have in the software, like the SkyRaider software, for example, you'd be able to work at it where you're going to get some really nice results out of it. What did I do now? No, exactly. It's no. I'm not going to turn this into a CCD. I've decided this year, since 2013, well, I've been working with CMOS, and I always said publicly it's never as good as CCDs. But let me tell you, companies now are coming out, not Sony, other companies. And I'll tell you one thing: this big, large sensor we're using in this camera here is a CMOS, and it's not made by Sony. That's the surprise. And we're gonna be able to get wicked cameras at affordable price, and I mean affordable price. The thing is, companies are starting to come out with ultra sensitive sensors, CMOS sensors, and these ones have been available since 2014, unknown to people. At the AstroCat in 2013, I met up with Steve Chambers in Attic, and I mentioned to him about a company that I was working on and working with. I even showed him in a computer one of those sensors, and I tell you, he was quite interested in it. And that was back in 2013 in Toronto, and not in Toronto, in Hamilton, I believe it was. Well, this is the result of this camera that I was talking to and I was working on at the time. And I tell you, the result really speaks for itself. Uh, it works extremely well, better than I ever anticipated. On a sec, let me see if I could. Whoop, hang on, that's my fault here. I moved the gamma here at the same time. There we go. Never mind those lines. I just did an adjustment while the stacking is taking place. Okay, these are short 5 second exposures. Of course, it's just going to overblow everything. I might as well stop it. It's just going to explode. This is how sensitive this thing is. Hang on a sec, folks. Let me stop it for a moment. Okay. Oh, I could see my resource on the computer using that split cam. It is really killing it. Again, oh, hang on a sec. Let me go back to my roots here, what I had at first. Just bear with me for a moment, folks, okay?
What?
I'm going to try something here. Go back to. I like short exposures. It really demonstrates how good a camera is. right, just a sec, folks. We're getting there. Careful adjustment between the gamma, the histogram, saturation. I tell you, you go a long way, and where you're not going to need filters. No, M42 is not out yet. Yeah, there is a little bit of lag. Yes, it would be. Again, here we're going to try a couple of experiments here, if you don't mind me playing with the settings.
Go.
Who needs a brain? Yes. Okay, so doing a little bit of a contrast adjustment certainly brings out some interesting features. We could lower the gamma a little bit more. See, I was going with the gamma, and this is where the lines showed up. So this is 28.5-second exposure, single frames. Sure, we could activate the stacking, guys, but let's try to get a good image with a short exposure. That way, demonstrate really how the camera can work out for you. In fact, I'm going to touch up my focus, guys, and I think it's out a little bit again. And how we're going to do this is simple. Let's lower this guy, up, go down to 2-second exposure, 2.5, start the loop, and increase this to 100%. Bars here. Now you're going to see how well my mount tracks, which is no good. Yes, that's next. But as I was explaining to Michael, you got a good point on the VRC8. I have that in the other dome here. Here's the thing. I always test new product on the 16-inch. That 16-inch is a cow, hard-headed, vignetting to hell, coma like you wouldn't believe, and it's not because of the optical system. It's just whatever camera you put on there with focal reducers, it just don't like it. And for me to do tests on a 16-inch, if I get good results with it, it's going to work awesome on another scope. If I don't get good result on a 16, it ain't going to work good on another scope. So when I do tests and I use a 16-inch, the reason is to do tests, serious tests. All right, so I got this at 100% image size. We're just gonna, I'm playing with the focus here, electric focus on the scope. Try to get the best possible stars as we can. As you can see, the tracking is not all that good. It's going all over the place. That's Alta's for you. But when you back off, when you got a big chip and a good focal reducer, you don't see that effect. Trying to get a steady view, I guess. A little bit more pinpoint. Not pretty necessarily, just a smaller size star is what I'm after. The fainter one in the background especially, and once I'm able to achieve that, once we're back away.
What?
Yeah, next time, Michael, I'm going to try it on the VRC8 and with no focal reducer. The chip is so big in there, you won't need a focal reducer. And the sensitivity is so high on this CMOS, it's unbelievable. So we're going to be doing good tests this week. The whole weekend is going to be super nice. And this camera may fit in my solar scope, so I may try that in the morning. I'll be back on in the morning doing some solar viewing from about 10 o'clock till noon or 1 o'clock. So this is not bad at all what we're looking at here. Nice pinpoint. Very, very nice. Let me play with adjustments here a little bit and see what it's just for the heck of it. I'm getting a very impressive result. I never expected that, especially with that little faint galaxy. Very impressive with that one. Brightness a little bit, see what we're gonna get. But NGC 6207 was very impressive. I love to be able to go in there and actually see faint detail and colors and the nuclei of the galaxy, which I've never seen. For 40 years, I've been observing NGC 6207. Never seen the nuclei of this guy until tonight. Very impressed with the camera for that. For me, it means the world. This is observing at its best. Its brightness and gamma a little bit. Let me try to get a good image without going overexposed or increasing exposure or stacking. And just by doing the brightness contrast and gamma adjustment, you'll be able to get a pretty nice image. Okay, too much. 80 on the gamma. Hey, Glenn McDonald, you were not kidding. It's getting cold. Nasty cold here tonight. Excuse me. I'm just in a t-shirt and I'm freezing in here. Well, here's good news. There's no mosquitoes. Just a bunch of frozen spiders on the walls, and that's about it. Oh, this is nice. I like the wispy detail we're seeing in the middle. Here's those wispy detail I'm referring to right here. Yeah, I know, Glenn. Lately it's been super hot and crazy hot and humid. Yeah, here's the wispy detail I'm referring to in there. The different nuance into the object itself. Very, very interesting to observe. Actually, here as well, but this is the part that I'm interested in. This is a nice image now with the contrast, the brightness adjusted properly, the gamma adjusted properly. You can achieve with low exposure some pretty interesting results. Wow, this is nice. Stars around, there's no question about it. Not quite yet. Graham, not quite yet. Yeah, plus 20. It's going down to like 9 degrees, 9 degrees here tonight Celsius. It's going to be pretty cold, 40s Fahrenheit. And I tell you, it feels like it is now. I do have a heater in here, but I don't want to turn it on. This is nice. So we covered M5 tonight, M13, NGC 6207, and now M17. Really like what I'm seeing here. Yes, 22 degrees only, Jack. It's very, very low. I'm looking at it directly to Ogdensburg, New York, light pollution. I can't see a star with naked eye there because of light pollution from Ogdensburg. So this is no filter, no nothing, and we're looking at it directly. It's pretty nice. That would be too low to the northwest. Yeah, it would be too low this time. Way too low. Well, I just wanted to do the test of this camera here tonight, and I think it pretty well answered everything what I need to know, especially in the NGC 6207. That gave me the capabilities here to go into the infrared. CMOS are known not to go too well in the infrared. Well, this guy does, and I'm very, 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 very impressed with this. Finally found a camera that's going to fit well in the 16-inch. This is 20 seconds, 0.5. 20.5 seconds. Exposure single. live. No stacking, no filters, no guiding, and I'll pass. That's the best part. And you can see there's no field rotation in there because the sensor's so big. Anyways, this is the product that's going to come out this fall before Christmas. This is the prototype that we're working on it since 2013, and I think other companies will have to follow this new technology here. People want to get the latest state of the art, not buying old CCDs. Well, you're going to get it from MallinCam. This is what we've been aiming for since 2013, and this is going to be the product that's going to be released. Wow. Let me put it that way. No large sensor as such has been ever used with a video camera or imager doing both basically. You see large sensors as imagers, yes. You pay six, eight, and $10,000 for those cameras. You won't even have to pay near that amount. And it'll do live video at the same time. That's the beauty of it. We write history about video and about imaging in astronomy, and this is what we're doing, and we're going to continue to do. No, they don't. And Graham, I couldn't give a shit to be honest with you. Sorry for the language I use. I don't give a hoot about other companies anymore. I try to work with some of them. I try to communicate with some of them, and the only thing they do is backstab. So screw them all. We're going to continue to do what we're doing best. MallinCam is going to continue to lead. We're going to continue to come out with the most innovative ideas. If you notice something, Graham, they're all trying to copy us now. We've created a market since 2004 that it took them 15 years to try to catch up. Oh, now they just add the word video to their cameras and all of a sudden it's selling. Okay, come on. Obviously, there's money there. That's what it is. We don't do this for the money. We do this for the advancement of astronomy. And tonight is chapter 2 of this whole story. And wait till you see what's coming out. We're coming out with the latest state of the art, a redesigned hyper circuit that I've been told that don't even exist. Well, it does exist. Stop by the shop and I'll show you what it looks like. We've managed to implement that into CMOS technology now, and this is the result right there. That means we'll be able to use this using cameras that are 5 megapixels, 8 megapixels, like Will said earlier, 12 megapixel, like Jim said earlier, 16 megapixels. How about 18 megapixels? You'll be able to use this technology and have sensitivity that'll blow away all of those sensitive sensors called CCDs that other companies are trying in vain to get rid of because they don't no longer make CCD sensors and they need to get rid of their stock. We don't do that. We're just going to aim basically directly into uh, this technology, the latest state of the art. Hey, you're going to pay the price for something, you want the latest. So you want to buy a Ferrari with the latest state of the art. You want to buy the latest Corvette Stingray with the latest state of the art electronics, engines, performance, or do you want to pay the same price as a Corvette and buy an old 1951 bucket of bolts all rusted out and drive that on the highway? You pick your choice. Why do that? You want latest state of the art? This is what we're going to give people. And again, it's not about money. It's just about advancement of astronomy. And we're going to continue to go into it. We're going to keep pushing the envelope. And good luck to the first sucker that's going to try to follow us. They're into the money. I'm not. I'm into the advancement of it. And that's going to help actually other people as well, other companies. Hopefully they follow. They will do it with a conscience and with a little bit of business ethics somewhere. I'm hoping. And continue to do the quality. I'm into the quality big time and don't cut corners. And the result here we're testing tonight, wow. Uh, I'm not easily impressed, but tonight it did. And I'm really, really glad to see the results. With that, we're going to be back in the morning doing some solar broadcasts with that same camera. I'm going to try to make it fit onto the Coronado and see what it does under the sun. Can't wait to use this one on the moon as well. So it's going to be fun. Okay, we're going to be pulling the plug, folks. 10:41, and I'm shaking it because it's freezing. I haven't pulled my snowmobile suits out yet for the year, so um, I'd like to thank everyone that stopped by and say hi. And no, I don't. No, I don't keep a screenshot at all, Glenn. That's once I pull the plug, it's good. Michael, okay, thank you very much, Michael, for being here. Teresa, thank you. Graham, thank you so much. And Glenn, of course, and John in Syracuse. You're not too far from me. Neither one. John in Syracuse, I don't know what you mean. Okay, John in Syracuse, I really don't understand what you're trying to say. If you want to repeat it, be more than willing to read what you're going to say, but um, we'll keep that for the morning. I'll be back in the morning to do some solar work. Okay, folks, thank you very much. We're going to be pulling the plug. Thanks again. Oh, the layout is different on the Star Finder. Oh, the Star Vision, you mean? John, do you mean the Star Vision camera? This one here is the Sky Raider. Um, yeah, the Star Vision. Okay, I get it. I get it, John. Not a problem. Yes, it is. The software for this for the Star Vision is completely different because it uses a CCD, progressive CCD i6 E25. There's a lot of capabilities you can do with that, and we cannot implement those features into the SkyRaider software. So the Sky Vision has to use its own software, and that's how complicated this thing is, and that's how well it works. This is not the Star Vision I'm using tonight. This is a prototype SkyRaider DS, whatever. I cannot say what it is yet because it's a prototype, but it's going to be released before Christmas. And no, it's not the same layout. Some of the features are similar, actually, John, in Syracuse. The only thing you won't have is it has the stacking features, but it does not have the star alignment. Uh, the yeah the star alignment. That's the only thing it doesn't have because it doesn't need it, to be honest with you. But the Star Vision has a lot of other features that the Sky really doesn't have. For example, 3D noise reduction. It also has a Gaussian noise reduction. They're all variable. You could actually switch them on or off. You've got a sharpening feature in there that is absolutely mind blower. So that specific chip, that specific camera uses a very uh, sophisticated software that it needs it to be on its own. It doesn't share the same thing as the Sky Raider. Sky Raider is a whole different series. And but anyways, you're going to see some more product coming out soon and more different cameras available that will suit everybody. I mean, it's going to suit all kinds of telescope, all kinds of application that an astronomer needs to go into. Right now, tonight, we're trying the Sky Raider series, and it's going to be the latest of it coming out before Christmas. And I'm really, really, really glad that we did this test here, especially on NGC 607. To me, that's the ultimate test to see faint galaxies, and it actually goes into the infrared where we need to see galaxies. And I'm very, very glad for that. So, but you're right on that there, John, out in Syracuse, which you're not too far from me. You're right. The layout's not the same. The software is not even the same. Each camera requires its own pretty well software, especially with the Star Vision series. Well, I could honestly tell you that you're looking at one right now, and it's bigger. I'll leave it at that. How's that? So there, Will. Hey, Will, you still there? Yes. Okie dokie. Sounds good. Okay, I'm pulling the plug, folks. You have a good night, and I'll be back in the morning to do some solar broadcast. thank you for being here tonight, and have a great night.